Timeout talk.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talk, sponsored by the one and only Chasing Thrills, the Ice Shaker, and of course, sponsored by the Kirk Minahan Show, streaming on the one and only Minifan Network. I am Josh, and of course, Ben DeVasta alongside here. He's repping that Ice Shaker. He's a better man than me. He's got the Ice Shaker on deck. He's ready to go. And Ben, I mean, we were talking pre-show. This was a very, I know I say this every week, but just action-packed weekend. I mean, the Patriots' huge win over the Buffalo Bills. We're going to talk about that, get into that game. I mean, a lot has changed, but Ben knew it. He was already referring to it. I'm going to get my victory lap for the Yankees. They beat the Red Sox in that. Cam Schleitler went off. Was telling a lot of the Boston fans to calm down, said he was sipping that dirty water. But other than that, like the Pats are back said, the Pats are back. We're going to start off the show with that. Of course, get some Week 5 recap, talk about my Cowboys, preview Ben's Steelers matchup, and of course, get to all the Week 6 stuff. But let's just start off with them. You got to start off with them. I mean, our good friend Jared Houston leaving the chat. I mean, the Buffalo Bills absolutely stunned. The New England Patriots somehow get this win. I mean, Ben, what are you thinking about the New England Patriots today?
Hey, they got their guy, Josh. They got their guy. I think he solidified that, obviously. I knew they had him for a little while. I've always liked Drake May since UNC, but a couple tough starts to the season, a couple tough games. Obviously, that Pittsburgh game didn't capitalize on that one, being in there. I mean, they just torched us, and obviously that Raiders one too. But I think he solidified it with that one. Drake May, just some of those passes, especially on that last drive, Josh, coming out the gate. He's not MVP, but slipping out that tackle, throwing over Bosa, continue that drive. Stephon Diggs, I think he's going to be huge for him. But yeah, I think they've got their guy, Josh, and it's just time to fill out that rest of the roster, and hopefully Diggs can keep being this guy for him to be that safety blanket. Because he can't just keep throwing Hunter Henry. No cheat. I'm not gonna say yes on that one. But Diggs was throwing some of those routes. On Sunday were crazy. Some of those routes were reminiscent of early Vikings and obviously Bills, Stephon Diggs. So that was good to see from him and everything. And so that was solid from him. He's got a bit.
We're getting. I was just. Can you hear me good?
It's going in and out.
Yeah,
I got you.
You can hear me good? Oh, Ben. Ben was the one who left here. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's been a while since the Wi-Fi has been down for Ben. I mean, it has been a while since the New England Patriots were able to go into Buffalo. And, Tyler's been in our group chat. Obviously, if you've known him, been on the show, huge Bruins fan, and he brought up a really good point. Ben joining us back here in the booth, but he brought a really good point up. This was the last time the Patriots and the Bills would face off at Highmark Stadium, so that's a huge one. Huge win for the Pats, Ben. We're bringing you back here, still talking Patriots. Hopefully you can hear me. But just huge win. As the chat's already kind of alluded to here, Stephon Diggs was great. Stevenson had his fumble that was, put that on the bingo card. We saw that, but didn't see him rushing it into the end zone 2 times after that. Vrabel, sticking with him. Disciplinary team for the New England Patriots. How is Vrabel going to kind of shore up a lot of those penalties and be able to, really rally the troops for this big Monday Night Football game, which the New England franchise hadn't seen in a while since Tom Brady left. Well, guess what? He was able to do it. Guys like Diggs showed up. Drake May showed up, Hunter Henry. I mean, every single player on that team chipped in some way. Marcus Jones. I mean, just talk about the special teams ace. He was unbelievable. Had a nice interception on Josh Allen. And another stat people don't really want to talk about either. Drake May completely outperformed Josh Allen in that big game. I will say the Bills, yes, they shot themselves in the foot, but I'm not going to take anything away from the Patriots in Pat's Nation. They should be over the moon with that win, Ben. And especially, I'm going to turn it to you on this part. Their next 5 to what? I'll even go 7 weeks. They can rattle off 6 to 7, anywhere between 5 to 8 wins. Like every game. I mean, they're playing the 1-4 Saints next week. Then they play the Miami Dolphins again somewhere down the line. They play the Browns in like 2 weeks from now. I think it's the Browns actually after the Saints at home. I mean, they could go on a good stretch here and they can make some things happen. I mean, it's wild to think about. Week 2, I was coming on this podcast talking about how Drake May needed to change things up and how Vrabel doesn't have the guys this and that. And it's a huge week-to-week league. And man, oh man, was that a huge win for the New England Patriots. And like I said, I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. You should be very proud of your team. That's a huge win. Still waiting on.
I think it's still the bad Wi-Fi. You got me? Here we go.
I got you.
There we go. That was a bit of a delay. We still got that delay going, so I still got to figure that out, Josh. But no, I'll keep it short and sweet with the Patriots. They got their guy. I don't know how much of you missed it on that one, but no, I don't think they'll trade for another offensive piece. They got to just run it with they got right now. But on the Patriots, I'm very excited. Very excited from what I saw from Diggs in May. And like you said, Josh, it's a very easy schedule ahead, so you got to take advantage. And for the Patriots, just hey, you're really missing that Steelers one. I mean, that Steelers one. That Steelers loss is looking pretty big. But no,
he finds a way.
I didn't see them being the Bills, Josh. I always find a way. But no, I mean, clearly, we'll show my picks this week. I was pretty wrong this week. I got a lot of picks wrong, and I was wrong about that Bills one. I just didn't see any way for the Pats to win it, but they did. They did, and they pulled it out. So for the Patriots, I'm very happy. I'm a Patriots fan right now, and I think you hit it. You hit the biggest part, Josh. It's just this easy schedule now. Take advantage of that easy schedule, and they could possibly win 4 to 5 games. And you're looking at a wild card, even. I mean, if the Bills lose a couple, that defense is looking good. Maybe possibly division. So Patriots fans right now, you're feeling good. Feeling good.
And they've got Ben on the road against the Saints, on the road against the Titans. Excuse me, I messed up on that. At home against the Browns. So their next 3 games are against very winnable games. I mean, against franchises that are completely lost. Against the Falcons at home, then they go Falcons, Bucks. Those will be a good 2 weeks of tests there. But then it's the Jets at home, Bengals on the road, Giants at home. I mean, so many winnable games for the Patriots. And like you said, they've got Drake May and they finally got Diggs. I mean, I owe Diggs a little bit of an apology. I know he was coming off that ACL. I knew it was going to take him some time to get ready, but he is ready to go. Drake May, the one thing that I've really kind of harped on the New England Patriots for is being able to provide him with a number 1 and a formidable receiver. They finally seems like they can do that. Stephon Diggs looks really, really good. He went over a $130 against his former team. I know that game was kind of a highlighted game for Stephon Diggs, but Patriots right now, they're looking great. They've got a very good schedule coming up. And like Ben said, you just hope for the Bills to maybe lose one more. You still got another game against the Buffalo Bills, and your division's not really that good right now. The Jets are kind of lost, haven't won a game, and my Cowboys just pummeled them in New York. You look at the Miami Dolphins are on the brink of firing Mike McDaniels. They've really underperformed. And you're the New England Patriots, and I mean, you're not a Patriots fan and you're thinking, oh man, here we go again. This team has already found their franchise quarterback. They're going to be very deadly for the future. Again, I'm still kind of weary. You know, it was their first big win, but if you are not a Patriots fan, a little bit in the back of your mind is thinking, man, they could have nailed their guy again. But Patriots get their win. My Cowboys, I'll give Ben a second to his Wi-Fi to acclimate, but my Cowboys finally, Ben, this was the win I wanted against the Bears. They finally looked good. Javonte Williams, I mean, he is making, as Jeff said in our chat, he is making everybody eat their words. Dak Prescott is playing some of the best football I've ever seen him play. I'm done with the haters hating on him. This offense right now, Ben, is number 1 in the National Football League, and that is a huge thanks to your boy, George Pickens. We got him for the 3rd-round pick. I am literally ready for my girlfriend to buy me a jersey of his. I've been telling her about, I am all in on George Pickens. We've got him on a 1-year deal, and I'm literally ready. I'm ready to give up some of my paycheck to give this guy to stay here. He brings energy to this team. But Ben, finally the defense showed up. That's what means the most to me. We know what the offense has done. We know that they've scored over 40 points in 2 games. You know, they've went toe-to-toe with the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions. They gave their rival Green Bay Packers and Micah Parsons a run. Both teams kind of at a standstill there in a tie. But you look at the defense, Ben, finally, they're getting pressure. They're getting stops. And the biggest thing for the Cowboys coming into that Jets game was, and I said it, I wrote it in my little article, they need to have manageable 3rd downs for themselves. Make it 3rd and 14. Make it 3rd and 10. Make it 3rd and 9. Get ahead of the chains on 1st and 2nd down. They did that. They've been able to battle through the injuries. Again, I'm not over the moon. I'm not saying the Dallas Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl, but Ben, I've said it from the beginning. I'll still say it now. I won't stray too much away from my picks and my predictions that we've talked about earlier on in the, before the season started. This team is a 9-7-1. I'm going to throw a 1 because of the tie. 9-7-1 team or a 10-6-1 team. They should be a wild card team. They showed me they can make what it happens. They can do what it takes to win a game. And most importantly, I know the Pats are back, kind of alluded to it, but I really want to see the Dallas Cowboys go out and get somebody at the trade deadline defensively. Give Ben a second here we'll get to some comments as Ben catches up.
You said about that incredible work. No, I got it. I got everything. Are you catching me?
I'm catching you.
There we go. Okay. I think you heard me. It's still a little delayed. But I'll get all those Pats are back comments in there. Yeah, you're welcome, Josh. Welcome for George Pickens. That's a solid one. And, shout out Jake Ferguson, too. I got to shout out my boy. Saving me in fantasy, so he's been great for him and everything. But no, the Cowboys, I told you, Josh, that was a nice prove-it game. I was pretty wrong about that one.
I was going to say, you told me. You had them losing.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I had them losing. Because I always backed it. I've been backing the Cowboys this year. I've been backing that offense and everything. But no, I was pretty wrong with those picks. I won't lie, Josh. It was a rough week for me in those ones, but no, for the Cowboys, along with the Pats, Cowboys fans should be happy. You got to win. You showed what that offense can do, and it was a dominant win. Much like that Pats wins over the Panthers, you got to show that you can be able to beat those bad teams. The Cowboys did that, so back on track now. But yeah, no, Cowboys, Pats fans should be happy. Rico Dowdle having a huge game for you guys. That's big. Like I mentioned, Jake Ferguson stepping up. George Pickens.
Rico Dowdle.
Josh is falling in love with him. He's great. He's the best. Just keep that behavior on. Rico Dowdle.
You mean Javonte Williams?
Rico Dowdle. Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad. Javonte Williams.
He did have a good week, though.
In that game. My fault. I was thinking revenge game. I saw that.
That's coming up.
He did have a good week. I was mentioning that in that game. I don't know why I thought. Yeah, that's coming up on that one. Yeah, that was a little brain fart. A little brain fart. I just wanted to slip that in there too. Rico Dowdle, killing it for the Panthers over there. But yeah, I had a little brain fart.
We're all good. Since we're
Oh, but for
here,
the Cowboys, there's the
go ahead.
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's going crazy.
Go ahead, Ben. You're good.
No. You go.
Yeah, no, just to wrap it up here for the
No, I just
Cowboys.
caught up.
Yeah,
I just caught up. So
you're, you're good. I love it. This is we're jumping hurdles for Ben's connection, but yeah. Before we'll get a quick little MLB take here, and then we'll get you to our predictions. But Cowboys did what they had to do, as Ben kind of previewed. He was talking about Rico Dowdle. Still thought he was on the Cowboys. Well, guess what? He rushed for 200 yards. We're going to see him next week versus the Panthers in a I talked about the Patriots having a very winnable schedule. Cowboys, they just played the Jets, worst team in the league. Now they play the Panthers on the road. Doesn't matter. That's fine with me. I'd rather get the easier games on the road out of the way, play the tougher teams in Dallas. They got a big matchup coming up next. But yeah, wow. Interesting. All right, here we go. Bobby, frequent commenter here. I agree. Bobby getting that comment in here. Actually, I don't know if I agree, but Bobby getting that comment in here. We got to talk about it. I know Ben's not here, and I really wanted him to be here. I wanted to rub it in a little bit. The New York Yankees down 1. They had their backs against the wall in that first series, in that best of 3. They were able to come back. Cam Schleitler looked unbelievable. You had some mess ups there from Jaron Duran. They were able to beat the Red Sox and move on. But as Bobby's kind of alluded to here, they are down 2 games. Game 5. If this goes to game 5, the Yankees would have to win their next 2 games. They lose tonight or they lose tomorrow, they're done. So huge games coming up. Shout out Bobby. That's interesting. He's saying the Yankees are going to win their next 2. I think they're going to win tonight. But, I mean, you've let up over 20 runs in 2 games against the Toronto Blue Jays, who I know they won the division. They've been the top seed in the AL. But, I mean, yeah, you beat the Red Sox, but you can't live off that. I understand where the Red Sox fans are coming from. Rob's been really loud. Where's Rob? That's been if you were an old time Out Talks fan, you would know that one. But other than that, shout out Robbie. But other than that, Rob's got to be loud, and the bat's got to pick up for New York. The pitching needs to be better. Oh, Bobby, that's okay. I'm a Yankees fan too. I like both teams. Yes, I'm going to say that. I know. Ben's over there shaking his head at that. But, Bobby, they need to be big tonight. I'd like to see the bats wake up. Aaron Judge needs to be the MVP player that he is. And Carlos Rodon, the weight of New York, the entire city, the weight of New York City is on your back tonight. Because if he gets shelled tonight and they lose this game, man, oh, man, is the media, and man, oh, man, is Boston going to come after New York. But, Ben, I think they get the job done tonight. Things aren't looking good for the series.
Yankees are done, Josh. I'll keep it short and sweet with that one. Yankees are done this one, but I don't know. You probably already said, hey, we gotta give you your credit where credit's due. Yankees taking on the Red Sox. Kind of just choked it away. I don't know what the outfield was doing sometimes in those last couple games, and it was a pretty rough one for us. But there we go, we're rolling. Yeah, no, the Wi-Fi's back. We're going good. Jimmy, there we go. What is he even doing watching?
James just comes in to knock else. Ben down.
Yeah, you can just go do something else. But no, we gotta give Josh and his Yankees credit. They beat us. They were just a better team. Those bats came out. What was his name? Cody Schitler, whatever his name is. And you were mentioning it. I probably butchered that one. He pitched an ace.
Cam Schleitler.
Cam Schleitler. Yeah, whatever. I give him the credit, though, like you said, from Mass. And he's just pitched one of the best games ever. That's a good one from Bobby, too. I don't like that one because we got to play the Bengals in a couple of weeks. I was hoping we could play Jake Browning, but of course we got to play Joe Flacco. But now the Yankees just were the better team than us. More mature in those aspects. And just that game 3, they just had less errors. They knew those bats were hitting. They knew what plays to make, and I'll give them the credit. Let's go spend. Let's go spend a little money. I think Bregman's gone for the Red Sox, but Let's go spend some of that Devers money for the Red Sox going forward. But good year. I'm happy. I'm pleased with it. I didn't expect us to be here, so that was better than expectations, Josh, for us.
Oh, for sure. Backs were against the wall for the Red Sox. Hey, they gave it a fight. And to be quite honest, the Yankees, I mean, the team that they are, they should not be down 2-0 right now, or 0-2, excuse me. So I can sit here and I can get on you and I can get on everybody else and I can parade around. But hey, they've got a lot of work to do themselves within this playoffs and within then moving on to the next year. So, yeah. Ooh, Sandy Alcantara. He's always been a big fan of him and fixed second base.
Take Sandy. No, Sandy's good. I think, obviously, hindsight too with this one. I don't know, maybe the baseball guys won't like this, but I would like to maybe trade Duran for maybe the Joe Ryan or get another sort of starting pitcher in there so we don't have to throw Bayo there in the second game if if we have a Joe Ryan or another guy that can just go right after Crochet. Who knows in that second game? I think, we really blew the series just that game 2. When we didn't win that one, game 3, Yankee Stadium with this team, this young team, backs against the wall on that one. We had it in game 2, I think. We responded to everything and just another mental errors at the end that got us. But, yeah, there we go. All right, Jimmy's agreeing with me on that one. But, yeah, obviously, it's a little Captain Hindsight move. I didn't think he was going to make I didn't know he was going to make a crucial error in game 2 and just contribute to a couple in game 3. Just so. No, there's no one behind me over there.
He looked. I love that you looked behind you.
It's just gonna make sure for him.
That's the oldest trick in the book.
Make sure for him. I know. Yeah, he got me with that one, but just wrapping it up to Josh's Yankees are done. Yankees are done. Give it the Blue Jays. I don't want to see the Yankees go. I'm tired of listening to them. So I gave them their credit. They beat us, but I think Josh mentioned it too. The Blue Jays bats are a little too much. I think the Blue Jays bats are going to be a little too much for them to handle, and that Yankees bullpen's not going to be able to hold up. So give me the Blue Jays.
I love that everybody calls him Jimmy. Yeah, I mean they've got their hands full, Ben. They've got their hands full against the Blue Jays. So we'll see. We'll see tonight. We'll see moving forward if they can do what Bobby said and win the next 2. But one of the biggest things I kind of wanted to throw out here, I heard it on the Kirk show, so it's only right. If you are the Boston Red Sox, Ben, the Pittsburgh Pirates reach out. They calling you, and they say, we will trade our ace pitcher, Paul Skeens, but you got to give up. What's his name? Tolley, whatever the hell his name is, and you got to give up Roman Anthony plus more. Are you doing it?
No, I'm probably not doing that.
Wow.
We got to keep Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony is the lifeline over here. He's the team. Obviously, you saw the decline when the injury came up from him and, us losing him. Yeah, so no. I mean, it'd be great. I mean, having him, can we get him without giving up Roman Anthony? I'll give up the farm and a little bit extra. If I can just keep Roman Anthony, we'll give him everything else. But no. He's great. Obviously, the best pitcher in the league, electric. But no, the Roman Anthony, Josh, we gotta keep him. He's after trading Devers, he's the face. He's the face of the franchise, and maybe we trade Roman Anthony. I think the fans might revolt. So we gotta keep him. It's tempting offer from the Pirates, but no, give me Roman Anthony and.
Not enough.
I wish we kept Devers too now. Yeah, kind of, looking back at it, maybe we could have used Devers in this series too. I don't know. Just saying. We didn't really, the guys we got for that Devers trade didn't really work out. James Harrison. We got Dustin May because of a couple picks in there. Dustin May didn't really work out. Jordan Hicks. So I don't know. I'm looking at that trade. Maybe we didn't have to do that. Maybe we could have just rolled it with those two, but I digress. No, I'm not doing that trade. Sorry, Pirates.
It's an interesting point here from Jeff. Maybe you just go out and sign him.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love that. I don't think the Red Sox have had a too good recent history with paying people. They don't really like doing that. Obviously, this Devers trade kind of proves that. They're a little more interested in Liverpool. They've had some nice Liverpool signings, so spending the money over there. But I wish they would. That'd be nice. But yeah, no, that's. I think that's just the next course for the Red Sox, Josh. We got the young guys in here. We got the core, so we just need to get some talent around them, fill out the roster, and actually spend. Because yeah, I think I heard on 98.5 today, 7 out of the 8 playoff teams were the seventh had the seventh highest had the highest payrolls in the league. It was 1 through 7. So baseball obviously no salary cap. It's just whoever's got the highest money, whoever's got the most money to spend, to be honest. And you get the best players and you put the best
From that
product out
checkbook.
there. So, yeah. I mean, look at the Yankees, Dodgers, all these other teams. And, the only real exception is the Rays. The Rays have never really done it, but they continually get there. But we don't really want to be the Rays. I don't think we want to be the Rays in that aspect. So, as Josh said, we got to open up the checkbook if you want to be up there with these elite teams. So I think that's the next step for the Red Sox, Josh.
And I think to your point, like talk about opening up the checkbook. Look at the Rays. Since we were kids, they've had their runs. They had their runs with the Rosarena. They had their runs with Scott Kazmir and James Shields or Scott Shields. I think it was James Shields back in the day. Huge fans of those guys. And exactly. I mean, they had their runs when they weren't, But then again, Ben, they couldn't get the big game. They couldn't win it without having those high luxury and high costly players. You're not going to get the job done without those. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, hey, we've got Time Out Talks coming to you all the way, baby. So we've got plenty of time to break down free agency once it comes and the NFL starts to slow down. But huge game tonight against the Blue Jays, game 3. They've got an interesting one on the mound here. They've got Shane Bieber going on the Blue Jays, the veteran there, alongside. On the other side, I should say, they've got Carlos Rodon, who I said the weight of New York is on his back tonight. So we'll see if he can maybe muster up a win there. But I saw some interesting stuff here. I wanted to get back. We saw Bobby's point, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Ben, just talking around the league and diving into some more stuff. Joe Flacco to the Bengals. I mean, I heard from Tom Pelissero, I believe it was him who tweeted it out today. I saw the notification at work, and he said, the phones were working all day. The Bengals, they know that they're not going to get this done with Jake Browning. Personally, Ben, the phone should have been working the second you saw Burrow get hurt. The phone should have been working in the offseason when you knew Joe Burrow has injury concerns and you can't provide an offensive lineman around him. But now you're talking about a whole bunch of different questions here. You're opening up a can of worms for should you have paid T. Higgins all that money? Should they have went out and got a better and more, reputable backup? I don't think Joe Flacco is going to solve their problems. They have a tough stretch coming up forward. I know they play the Patriots. They play you guys coming up soon. Ben, they could be done. They had a 2-0 head start. I said, get ahead of that head start. Go get a Jameis Winston, Mac Jones. I don't even know who it would have been back then. I even said Kirk Cousins, if you can somehow make the money work. That was not going to work with the money. But they didn't do it. They waited too long. Now they wait, the week of rolling out into week 6. Now they want to go get Joe Flacco. I don't know. And I don't know if they have a bye week right now, but if they do, then maybe that's not a bad thing to get him kind of used to the system. But I don't know. I know he's a veteran who can come in and make some things shake, but I don't know if he's saving your season for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I forget who they're playing this week. I know, I believe they're this. They don't have a bye this week, but yeah, Josh,
no, they don't.
They just waited too. Yeah, they waited too long. With Jake Browning, it's just. I mean, we should give him that first game, but kind of after that first game, you should have known he's not going to be the solution. He had a nice season last time Burrow got injured and everything, but I think that was kind of just a flash in the pan. And after this first game without Burrow, he clearly wasn't the guy. And obviously, this Lions game kind of just was the icing on the cake for it. That was a pretty rough one to watch him over there. So, Joe Flacco, getting Joe Flacco for any AFC North team, I think is going to do some service, Josh. His time obviously in Cleveland was done. Right now they got Dylan Gabriel, they got Shador. They're going to go with some younger options. So I think it's a good move for the Bengals. Obviously, you still got Jamar and T. Higgins, and that offense is still Chase Brown. Offense still can click if they got the right guy in there. So I don't think it's going to be as bad, for the Bengals. I think Joe Flacco will get him a couple wins. He's going to be happy to have those weapons instead of what they were giving him in Cleveland. But that defense still very shaky, Josh. That defense is still just going to bring him down. They can't stop anybody. So it's going to limit Joe Flacco what he can do. But as you mentioned, I think this just was the best option for what they could do right now. They should have been out there. They should have probably gotten a Jameis. I don't know if they could have got that Mac Jones, but it's a solid one from you. Mac is looking great over there in San Fran. But if they got there a little, before in the offseason, they could have explored that option. Obviously, I'm not going to go Russell Wilson. I'm not going to go down that route. I think Russell needs to stop. I think Russell needs to get out of here. But you mentioned Kirk.
Agreed.
There's just a couple other guys. There's some of these old pocket passers that if you give them weapons like Jamar and T. Higgins, Chase Brown, they're going to do well. So I think Flacco's going to be serviceable. He'll get him a couple wins, but overall for the Bengals, they should have probably done this sooner, got this issue a little more sorted out, as you point out, Josh. I mean, Burrow's just injuries. He hasn't had a full season in quite some time. I know he had last year and everything, but he just misses games here and there, and just obviously the long one when he was out for. So his injury history. You got to get a backup that's ready to go. So Flacco's going to be serviceable, but just that defense and offensive line, Josh, is going to hold him back. But I'm interested to see him. In going up against us, and why not?
Why not?
You can't really.
I agree with you.
You can't get worse than Browning, so might as well throw him in there.
How about this? First game against the Green Bay Packers, fresh off a bye week and a tie. And then they got the Steelers defense they got to deal with. So Joe Flacco, as Jeff alluding to here and kind of mentioning, does he start this week? Well, guess what? If he is, welcome back. Welcome back to the life as a starter. You're right back in the swing of things. Dylan Gabriel didn't look too bad last week. But again, like Ben said, how many weapons do you have? Your tight end room is great, but your wide receivers aren't. So we'll leave it at that. Jerry Jeudy is not a number one, maybe not even a number two on a championship team, in my opinion. So I had a lot of hope for Jerry Jeudy, but things didn't tend to quite pan out there.
Tough situation out there.
Yeah, there's somewhere out there he could fit in a nice role, but I don't see him as a number one, and I definitely don't see him as a number one. Don't see him as a number two on a formidable team, and they've kind of backed themselves into a wall. The Bengals. I mean, they've got, especially with how good teams like the Jags and Colts are playing. I mean, the Patriots are better now. Steelers. There's so many wild card potential teams. You look at, they've got the Packers, then they've got the Steelers, then they play the Jets. They could win, but then again, Jets are desperate. They're due for a win. Then they go Bears, Steelers, Pats, Ravens. So I mean, they'll be done. Joe Burrow probably won't lace up the cleats again. That'll be another first round draft pick that I wasted. But what can you do, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great pick, Josh. For obviously, listen, I'm a little more biased with it, but everybody was drafting Burrow. Everybody had the high hopes. I mean, if he's healthy, he's the best. I mean, I'll admit it. I'm not that biased. I mean, he's one of the best, if not, the best in the league sometimes, just with that Chase combination. Again, T. Higgins back over there too, so kind of just solidifying that wide receiver room. He was set to have a great year. It's that injuries, man. He just can't stay healthy for a prolonged period of time, and it stinks. It stinks to see, but when he's out there, it's scary. So, as a Steelers fan, I like him. But, as a fan of, good football, I don't want it. I like to see him out there, but I don't think it's looking gross nowadays.
It's looking good for you.
Division leaders. Looking good for the division leaders. I'll take it gross any time, Josh. I'll take it nice and grossy. So, I like it.
The more and more it goes on, the more and more you see the Ravens lose and lose and lose. Steelers are in a good spot, Ben. I mean, I got to do it. I got to do it since Charlie put it in. And AFC North standings. I mean, you look at The Bengals don't have their starting quarterback. The Browns, I mean, they're the Browns. You can beat them this week. You're putting them in the dumpster. They're already in the dumpster. But, I mean, the closest team to you right now is the Bengals. We were just talking about how far away they are. I mean, they're on a 3-game losing streak. I mean, you look at the Steelers, you could be talking about a home playoff game with a 9-8 record. So you've got some, I mean, Ben, I mean, I'm being legit. I mean,
give me that home playoff game.
Maybe you do see the Pats again, and this time it's at home. I don't know, getting a little ahead of myself, but my prediction couldn't have been any more wrong. I mean, I didn't see Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson going down, but I think the one that I'm going to teeter on, I'm going to stick to the Patriots. I think the Patriots are still going to be around 10-7, 9-8. That's what I had them at. Cowboys, I'll say the same. Now it's got to be in 1, whatever, 10-6-1 or 9-7-1. But the Steelers, I'm going to start giving them their respect then. I know it's only 3-1, and I know you're still kind of weary. I'm still weary about how far they'll go. But I'll tell you this right now, they're definitely in the driver's seat for a home game come the wild card.
Yeah, no, just much like the Pats, Josh. We got to take advantage of this easy schedule. Browns at home this week, and as we've been talking about the Bengals next week, 2 huge division games. Got to take care of these games. That's the winnable ones, and because that back half of the schedule is pretty tough. I think that's going to bring us back down to earth a little, playing the Lions and teams like that. We got a couple I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know we play the Lions down there, and the schedule gets a little rougher. So Lamar will be back and healthy. That Week 18 game gets a little more serious now against the Ravens. It was looking like they were gonna have the easy division title, and they could just rest guys like they've done in the past in Week 18 against us. And it looks like they're gonna be playing. So that game turns into a game all of a sudden. So that back half of the schedule is tough for us. We got to take advantage of these winnable games, Josh. So get it this week at home against the Browns. Please don't lose this one. That'll be a rough one to come back on to next week and explain that one. But just got to get these ones done. That's a good take. That is a good take about that. Best team in the division. Good defense, Myles Garrett.
Since we're on the subject here, let's get into it. Let's start getting into those game predictions here. I'll go first. I'll leave the Steelers fan to wrap it up. 1 o'clock game. You've got the Browns taking on the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Steelers fresh off a bye week. Browns fresh off a international trip. I got the Steelers in this one. They're well rested. Hopefully they get my guy Jaylen Warren out there. I mean, Ben, it's killing me in fantasy. He woke up and said, I just didn't feel right. That's not enough for me as a fantasy owner. I mean, come on. Hopefully he's there. I traded Javonte Williams for him because I had too many Cowboys. So, yeah, interesting one there. But guess what? Steelers get the win. I like Dylan Gabriel. Hey, guess what? Go Ducks. Quack, quack. It's not college football anymore. He doesn't have a good team around him offensively. Defense can carry you all day. Yes, defenses win championships, but you need a top quarterback and you need a solid offense to make that happen. I'm going to say the Steelers win this one. They're fresh. Aaron Rodgers looks good. Gets a little ugly at times. He gets sacked a few times. I think Myles Garrett will get his hands on him, but I got the Steelers 27-10. I think they're going to put up a decent amount of points. I think it'll be a little ugly at times, but Steelers are going to win this one. They'll have their paw prints all over this.
I'm loving that, Josh. Like I said, Dylan Gabriel looked good. A little surprising that he was that good in that in his debut against the Vikings, but obviously the Browns kind of imploded at the end and did as the Browns do and just blow that lead that they had. So, but no, good sign for him and everything. Obviously go Quacks. I like that one. Quack go.
That's my running back.
Shout out Ducks. Jenkins. Yeah, but Jenkins looking good too. They got a nice little 1-2 punch right there. Got to figure out those wide receivers. Kind of crapped on Jerry Jeudy, so we got to figure out a little better option than that. But yeah, Steelers just gotta have this one. There's no excuses. There's really nothing else you can say about this one. You're at home. Jalen Warren should be back, hopefully for Josh in the fantasy team. But Kenneth Gainwell proved he can do a little something out there. It was a great game from him. Caleb Johnson had a couple good runs. We're still limiting him. He's still got to earn it back on there, but he was looking good. And Rogers feeling a little more comfortable in that offense, I believe. So no excuses. Just go out and win this one, please. There's really you got to beat this team. There's really no way that these guys, I mean, maybe they have a better defensive line. You can look at some of the cornerbacks, but we beat these guys in pretty much every category. Just go out there and win. Please don't make me come back on here and eat those words. So I got the Steelers winning this one. It's going to be a dogfight, Josh, as it always is, AFC North games. So go like 24-14. Steelers take this one, so I'll take that.
And you look at, just want to throw this one out here. You look at the Steelers Browns within the last 10 years. I'm looking here. Last game loss. They beat the Steelers. They beat the Steelers in 2023, but I mean,
recently
they've lost, win, lost, win, lost, win, lost. I mean, it is like literally. But then you look at 2015 all the way to 2017. It's loss, tie, loss. So things have kind of flipped the script a little bit. Those are some good years for Ben and the Steelers. But yeah, I think the Steelers get all over it. Their defense is finally showing. They are a top-tier defense. They're finally TJ Watt, finally getting back to the quarterback, making his money's worth, making opposing offensive quarterbacks pay. Jeez, I can't talk today. But, yeah, I think the Steelers get this one. I think it's going to be pretty easy, Ben. They go 4-1, something I didn't see happening, and the Steelers keep the ball moving.
Makes you think, hey, if Caleb Johnson never if he just even touches that ball, maybe if he just grabs that ball in that Seahawks game, you never know. We could be undefeated. I know a lot of Pats fans are giving me the what-ifs about our game, so I'll give them one right back. We could be looking at undefeated team so far, and that Pats victory over the Bills kind of boosters that win over them for us. So just saying,
I like the way to look at it.
Yeah, come on. They want to give themselves credit. I'm gonna take some credit too over here. But now please win this game. Just win. Just win this one and move on to the Bengals. Another easy game on paper.
Could be 5-1 in the next 2 weeks.
That'd be big.
Moving forward, another 1:00 game. My Cowboys. I hate seeing that one. I don't even know why I updated the scoring, the stats, the standings. Jeez, can't get my words right tonight. They're going into Carolina to play Ben's boy, Ray, to play his Carolina Panthers. And
Rico Dowdle.
Ben, what are you thinking for this game?
Yeah. Going back to my little brain fart with Rico Dowdle. I don't know why I said that one. Rico Dowdle. I think I saw that picture and kind of got triggered or something. But anyway, shout out to Ray and Rico Dowdle. A little revenge game for him. He said they're going to be knowing what is coming at him. So Rico Dowdle's already getting a little smack talking there. I don't know if Josh saw that.
He did.
But I got the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cowboys this one. Just another one. Winnable game. I don't want to keep saying that term, but for the Cowboys, this is a game. I know it's in Carolina, that was a nice comeback against Miami. You don't want to take anything away from him. I mean, down 17-0. Bryce Young looked good. I mean, he's a little inconsistent sometimes with some of these some of the throws in some of the games, but when he's on, he's on. And that offense was clicking, as I've clearly mentioned a couple times. Rico Dowdle looking good in that one. Ted, finally shout out Ted. That's my fantasy guy. So Ted McMillan getting those reps in. The Panthers were looking good. That offense is clicking. But no, for the Cowboys, you gotta have this one. And I keep looking at that tie too. That tie is just a little strange to see for the Cowboys, but it's better than a loss against the Packers on that one. So Cowboys fans, keep your heads up high with that one. Steelers, I know we've had a couple ties in the past, so I just know it's a little weird looking at it. But for the Cowboys
Sucks.
in this one, yeah, it's just, I mean, especially the way that game went down. Josh, classic, one of the top 5 games so far this season. But for the Cowboys, you got to get this win, get above 500, get back on track, looking for that wild card. I mean, Eagles offense look a little shaky. I'm not saying the division's totally out of grasp. Especially if you win this one. Oh, I kind of like this one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, -3.5. I like that one. Yeah, listen, the Cowboys. I liked that spread last week too. I mean, I think the Cowboys were getting a little. Even me, I was kind of obviously I took the Jets as my upset. I can't keep talking like that, but I think the Jets were a little. I mean, the Cowboys a little disrespected last week. And also I think the Jets are just that bad. But I like that one. I like that cabinet cover for the Cowboys. But yeah, I think Cowboys go out there, they get the win. I'll go 28-21. Defense obviously going to let up some points. But George Pickens clicking. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know if the Wi-Fi was going. But shout out Jake Ferguson. That's my guy. Great fantasy guy. Started the dual tight ends, him and McBride. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a little. But this one. Give me 28-21 Cowboys.
Ben cutting out there. See his face a little. It's on frozen, but yeah, I got the Cowboys in a good game here. Okay. Good game to start. I think it's going to be kind of similar to that Jets game that we saw. I think, Bryce Young and company, what has he done? He comes out, he plays great one week. He comes out, he doesn't play so well. Then he comes out great one week. Then he doesn't play so well. If you follow that track record, this is the week that he's not supposed to play well, and I don't think that he'll play well. Again, I think that this Cowboys defense, and this is what's going to be the tone all year. I know the offense, they're going to have games where they don't show up, and the Cowboys always do this, even when they've been number one offenses in the year and solid defenses. They lose these games and they play down to the competition and they let up 300, 400 yards and 40 points. And, they get shut out by Denver 10 years ago or whatever it was. I think this game is a little different. I think it's going to be kind of similar to last game. I'm actually coming into this game the most confident I've ever come into a game. Actually, no, I came in pretty confident against the Giants, and that was a close game. But this game, I think, is going to be sort of close, but not really. I think the Cowboys, their offense is just on fire, Ben. I think this is going to be one of those last weeks where we really see it light up. I think they're going to put up like 35 points. I think they're going to win 35-17. I think the defense, again, this is what I expect. This is what I want. The defense, although they're ranked, I believe, worse in the National Football League, if not bottom 5, they should have enough power, enough horsepower, I'm not going to say star power, enough Cowboy power to stop this young Carolina Panthers offense. I think they'll do it. I think Dak Prescott, again, you talk about cabinet cover, let's talk about cabinet player right now. Dak Prescott is playing some of the best football in his career right now. And again, not really being talked about. It reminds me, and I said this on the podcast a few weeks ago, it reminds me a lot of what Joe Burrow was doing last year. He's putting up crazy numbers with a very bad defense. This Cowboys team is a carbon copy of that Bengals team last year. I think the Cowboys get the win 35-17. To your point, to Nard Dog's point, they cover that spread, and they finally, Anastasia, let's go. She's coming in here. Let's go, Cowboys. I hope she's right. And Jeff, hopefully Ben's Wi-Fi can hold on. We think he's good. Patriots, I'll go first here. 1:00 game in New Orleans. They're going down to why am I blanking on it? The dome there.
Superdome.
The Superdome. Okay. Yeah, shout out Anastasia. The Superdome there. Patriots, they're rolling. Drake May looks great. Their offense looks very good. And guess what? Their defense, Christian Barmore, Milton Williams looks like the signee that they wanted him to be. He looks phenomenal. And guess what? The biggest key factor to their whole defense, the thing I was telling Patriots fans to kind of calm down about early in the season, I told Jared last week in person, this is the player. You're going to see how much of it you saw against the Panthers, how better this defense was. We saw against the Bills how good this defense was, and that is a quick shout out to Christian Gonzalez. He is arguably probably one of my favorite cornerbacks to watch in the league, and if not one of the best, if not the best cornerback in the league right now. I'm not a huge Sauce Gardner fan. I like Christian Gonzalez. He knows how to turn the ball over. I mean, he knows how to get quarterbacks to turn the ball over, and he shuts opposing wide receivers down. Great player. I think he's going to play a huge factor in this game because the Saints have nobody. This is a terrible matchup for the Saints. I think Zach is feeling a little good. He's feeling his momentum. The Saints, they're going to keep it kind of close. I think the Patriots will struggle early, but again, Drake May and company, they feel good. They know it, Ben. They finally got that chip on their back, that monkey off their shoulder. They've got that chip on their shoulder as well. And guess what, Ben? I think they are going to win convincingly. I'm going to say 10 or more. I think the New England Patriots get the job done 24-10. I like the Saints defense. I think they keep it a little interesting. And I think the Patriots kind of cool down. They play down to the competition, but they do get the job done. 24-10. They cover whatever their spread is, and they cover my 10-point spread.
Yeah, no. Great point with Christian Gonzalez. Really elevates that defense. You see how big of a loss that was in those first couple games. So, I think he just literally makes everybody better on that defensive side. And offense is clicking now. Diggs, like I was mentioning, it was lagging right over there. It was lagging in the beginning. I don't know if anyone noticed. But Diggs, that route running, he showed you some of those earlier days. And, if he can just keep doing that for Drake May, just giving him a reliable guy, to have another safety blanket besides Hunter Henry. You don't want to just keep going Hunter Henry. No offense to him. He's been great for him, but you need somebody else to sort of be that wide receiver anchor for him, and Diggs is being that guy. That was huge for him. Good couple games from obviously the Carolina one and this Bills one. Hopefully it's not just a revenge factor for Diggs, and hopefully he can get motivated and get like this every game. Hopefully he was just getting his steps in, coming back from that ACL injury. So that's huge for Drake May and them. With all those points, though, I gotta be a hater. I'm gonna take the Saints. I really just don't want to take the Patriots. I'm gonna take the Saints for Zach. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Saints for Zach. And Josh mentioned that defense is looking good in the Superdome. Coming off that win against the Giants, they just calmed down. Another, hot young quarterback down there. Jackson Dart came in there, guns a-blazing. Everybody thought he was gonna be great. I think, May and them are going to have a good game, but that Saints defense filled with veterans, I think will calm them down. It's going to bring that offense back down to life a little. And I think Chris Olave is obviously going to get canceled out from Gonzalez, but still got Kamara, Rashid Shaheed. Shout out Ray on that one. Obviously, they don't have that good weapons, but I got to take the Saints. I got to do a little trolling, Josh. So, yeah, I'm going to take him. I could see him winning this. I didn't see him winning that Giants one, and they pulled it out in the Superdome. I'm going to take him. Like I say, a little bit of a troll job. I could see the Pats winning, but I don't want to do it, Josh. I'm taking the Saints. Obviously, my picks last week. Pats fans should be happy that I'm taking the Saints. I'm probably going to be wrong on that one, but I'm taking them, Josh. Shout out Zach. And I just beat Zach in fantasy, so I owe Zach a little one. Jose got me this week, so Jose, not too happy with Jose on that one, Josh. Not too happy with Patrick Mahomes either. What the hell was that last night?
Oh, you're telling me they needed that. He still got me like 45 points in my fantasy league, but yeah, wow. Ben taking the Patriots, though. I kind of agree with this, Charlie. You didn't sound too confident. I feel like a little bit of the trolls coming in here.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a troll job. You're going to have a little. Yeah, you're going to have. Josh wants to pull up my picks from last week again. The Pats fans should be happy that I'm taking the Saints. I clearly didn't do too good last week. Didn't really get any of them. I shut out Vikings, Texans, Lions, and Colts, but I really didn't hit on anything last week. So they should be ecstatic. They should be ecstatic with me picking them. That was a bad week for me.
I'll go quick here. My lock of the week. I mean, we talked about this team earlier, and Ben kind of alluded to them. The Lions. They are going to. Oh no, this is not my lock of the week. This is not my lock of the week. This was from last week, so I lied. I'm going to keep you guys on the edge of your seat for a
He's
second.
right.
My lock of the
He's
week.
right about it.
The Washington Commanders, as much as I don't want to say it, I think kind of messed up on that fraction there, but they're giving up 3.5. They're going to win this game.
I
They're
think
going
it
to cover
still
that
works.
spread. Yeah, I like it, Ben. Ben's trying to make me feel better about it. I think the Washington Commanders, they're making me eat my own words. And guess what? I'm sipping some of the Kool-Aid. I'm sipping some of the good Kool-Aid. Jaden Daniels looked good. They beat a very good Chargers team. Want to talk about Jose? We'll follow the notion there. They beat Jose's team. Again, Jose going like 0 for 4 within the last 3 days. Penn State loses. Colts lose. Yankees lose. Chargers lose. I mean, what the heck? I mean, at this point, I'm starting to think his fantasy team is going to lose. But talking about this game, Bears, two young quarterbacks. There's a lot of on play here. Jaden Daniels is going to show why he should have been the number 1 pick. The Commanders, they need to keep pace with this Cowboys and this Eagles team. They're 3-2 right now. They're not going to drop it. I know Dan Quinn. He's not going to have them drop a game like this. Bears, they're going to get a loss on Monday Night Football. I've got the Commanders as my lock of the week.
Yeah, I like that one. From you, Josh. They showed out. They showed out against the Chargers. I for sure thought they were going to get killed. That was my lock of the week last week, and they showed out. Jaden Daniels, another one. Hey, like Christian Gonzalez. Obviously, Jaden Daniels being back in that offense is going to change a few things and kind of shows you how good he was, how good he is. So I like that one. My lock of the week. So I'm saying, some comparing to the greatest show on turf. I heard it, obviously joking, but I heard it a little on Sports Center. I mean, these guys are putting up numbers like the Rams did. I'm taking the Colts. Being over the Cardinals. The Cardinals just stink too. Cardinals just talk about disaster. They just, I mean, I know that fumble into the end zone. I mean, you intercept it, then you fumble it into the end zone for a touchdown for the Titans. That was one of the worst plays I've ever seen. Cracked me up, but that was good. That was a good laugh. But I just never seen anything like that. Cardinals just 3-game losing streak. They're just going down the wrong path right now, and the Colts are just going the complete opposite way. They're going to take advantage of it. That offense is rolling. I think they're averaging like 40 points per game, something crazy like that. That's why they're actually getting some of those jokes about the greatest show on turf. Obviously they're not, but Danny Dimes, Jonathan Taylor, Pittman Jr. stepping up over there, Tyler Warren having a great rookie season on that defense has got those studs. So I'm going to take them as the lock of the week, mainly because of them and how good they are, and the Cardinals are a dumpster fire right now.
Hey, they're playing good. Maybe Daniel Jones has found a little bit of a home for himself. Shout out Jeff, a true Colts fan there. They're 4-1 right now. They're battling with another 4-1 team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I got them losing this week. My upset of the week, I've been kind of heavy on these Seahawks. Shout out Cam Lake. Of course, the voice, not the voice, but the passion behind our intro and outro song. But I've got I haven't updated these. I thought I updated the banners. I didn't. That's okay. I've got the Seahawks winning this one on the road. I think Trevor Lawrence and company, they're due to kind of screw something up. I like the Seahawks. They just played a very tough Buccaneers team. And of course, in Josh fashion, I'm obviously going to take the team that I chose to lose in the upset last week as my upset of the week. This week, I've got a weird little trend going on there. I wanted to play into that, but no. All jokes aside, I hopefully give the ball to Kenneth Walker. It's like Kenneth Walker does all the job, and then they give it to Charbonnet. In one of my league, I had to start both of them because Jalen Warren was out and Aaron Jones is hurt. I've got a bunch of other players hurt. Oh, my goodness. But Seahawks, my upset of the week. Yankees. Before I turn it over to Ben, as we always do to close out the show, Yankees have to win tonight. Carlos Rodon, the weight is on your shoulders. And I'm going to finish it with this. Dallas Cowboys. They look great. My boy, George Pickens, flying all over the field. He's got 5 touchdowns on the year. Jake Ferguson, keep doing your thing. Javonte Williams, run the ball well. Jake. And guess what? Cowboys, they're going to stop Rico Dowdle. They're going to blow out the Panthers 35-17. You heard it here first. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Yeah, I agree. And Rico Dowdle on the Panthers. A little correction right there. Josh, yeah, with the dual Seattle Seahawks running backs for fantasy. Haven't heard that one in a while, but yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Please stop giving the ball to Charbonnet. I need Walker. He's in my other league. I need him to get a couple touchdowns because he's on the bench right now. But appreciate everyone as always for tuning in. Thank you for everybody, especially putting up with some of those Wi-Fi issues. Upset for me is the 49ers. I got the 49ers this week over the Buccaneers. Buccaneers won a crazy game last week against the Seahawks. I think that offense comes back down just a little. You're going to have a little bit of a letdown game. I think 49ers take advantage of that. That's my upset of the week. As always, thank you to everybody. Yankees lose tonight. Give me the Saints. Shout out Zach.
Timeout talks. Timeout talks.